Hi everyone, Lauren and Fibonacci from A Girl and Her Wool here. It is Wednesday, and so I will be doing another work in progress post. So if you are new to my channel here, I stay away from doing the more formal weekly or bi-weekly podcasts where I kind of run through everything that I'm working on, and instead I try to break it up throughout the week. And so on Mondays I typically do a shop update video because I have shop updates on Monday nights, and then on Tuesdays I post kind of more of a day in the life vlog that just shows things that we've been doing throughout the week, or me dying, or I talk through some projects that I have been working on. And on Wednesdays like this, I just run through my current works in progress. On Fridays, I do a highlight post of a recent finished object. And then on Saturdays, I post a miscellaneous video on some other topic. So the one you'll see this week is about my current spinning project, and I've been teasing that for a few weeks, but both my finished object and miscellaneous topic posts have been delayed, but you will definitely be getting a finished object post this Friday, and then that spinning video, highlight video on Saturday. Some of my other miscellaneous videos would have been, I have a video about how to effectively shop at my store. I did one where I showed like this weird half magic loop technique that I did. So check those out if you are stuck at home and looking for things to watch. I have lots of videos on my channel, and so today, again, I mentioned, is Wednesday, so I will be doing a work in progress post, and I figured I'd just run through what I'm working on. Okay, so first would be the project that I've been working on the most. This is a finished sock. This is Joji Locatelli's 2-color socks. You can see there's striping, there's some lace work in there, and then the foot has a little bit of texture. And I finished the first sock. I used my hand-dyed yarn, A Girl and Her Wool. It's on an upcoming new base, so stay tuned for details on that base. It is a sock yarn, figuring weight sock yarn. This white color has some pink and purple speckles and gray speckles. That's love at first sight. Please excuse my nails. Self-quarantine life. And then this color is Pebbles in the River. So you use one main color for most of the foot, but the contrast for the cuff, the end of the foot, the toe, and then in the striping. So I follow this pattern to a T, which I don't normally do for socks. I usually knit my socks toe up, and I followed the pattern and did it cuff down. I also did 56 stitches, which is a small. I usually need to do 52 stitches, so they are a little bit probably big for me, but this is mostly as a shop sample, so I'm not too concerned about the fit. I also this sock has a heel flapping gusset, which I never do. I usually do the fish lips kiss heel, but again, for shop samples I like to follow patterns, so that way people kind of know exactly what they'll get if they follow along. Nacho approves. Okay, so when I started this, I didn't know if I was going to do just the one sock as a sample or two. He's in his lovey-dovey mood. If I was going to do an identical sock, or if the second sock would be opposite, I decided to do the opposite colors for sock number 2. So the Pebbles in the River is the cuff, and the body will be at Love at First Sight. So I started the second sock, and I am on that lace part of the leg now. So again, you see now I have the green the green cuff. The stripes look basically the same, but they are technically opposite. And now I'm going down the leg. So I think that'll be really cool, and it'll show off the two colorways pretty nicely. Again, I'm following this pattern exactly as written. The only thing I did change is I am using size 0 needles where it recommends size 1. I'm a loose knitter, so I always go down in needle size. And they're still a little big just because it's that 56 stitch count instead of 52. So that is project number 1, and again, this is what I've primarily been working on. Lately, I've been really knitting one project at a time, which isn't like me, but I do, and you'll see this, I do sometimes have projects for certain purposes, and so this has kind of been my fallback, what I usually will knit on. So when we're watching TV or while I'm dyeing, I work on this. So that is project number 1. Oh, and I can show, and just really quick, here are the balls of yarn. So again, this is Love at First Sight, which is a white base with purple, pink, and gray speckles. And this is Pebbles in the River, which is my #1 best-selling colorway. It's a deep dark teal with like a lot of variegation with blues and greens, and then it has speckles of browns and like a rust peach color. So that is project 1. So project 2 will be my most recent cast on. I feel like through this whole quarantine, we all deserve cast ons, and I took the day off last Wednesday. I took PTO from my regular job and just really, well, I got caught up on the Etsy shop, but then I took the afternoon off and I just did not feel like knitting on that sock. I think I was still on sock number 1 at the time, and I just needed something new. So I went in my stash and I had 3 skeins of Suburban Stitcher yarn. It's the single ply merino yarn that I got a few years ago in these colors. So this is Darkest Hour, the one in the middle is Sweet Adeline, and this one on the end, which totally matches my shirt, is Clementine. And I got these to knit a 3-color shawl, and then I think I was knitting a lot of shawls at the time and I got shawled out, so never cast anything on, but I really wanted to the other day, and so I cast on my Drachenfels shawl. So Drachenfels is a pattern by Melanie Berg. It's a crescent, it's a asymmetrical triangular shaped shawl, I guess you could call it. I forget exactly, but you're increasing on one side, kind of decreasing on the other to get a long triangle. And so it'll kind of grow from point to point, it'll grow out and then kind of go back in. And it's a really simple shawl, I believe, not too far into it, but it's a garter stitch shawl that has, I think, some slip stitches and some striping in there to play with the different colors, but it's just like seemed like a really good, easy project, and I have wanted to cast this on forever, and I just thought it would be great with those colors. And then because it's mostly garter stitch, this will actually be, and like I said, I have some projects that have purposes. This will actually be a knit while reading project. So because it's just garter stitch, I can just go, and then on some of the rows where I might do some slip stitches, I'm not sure, I think there are some in the pattern. I really didn't look at it too much yet, but for those, I think I will end up, I can just work on those one night and get caught up, and then it can be reading knitting again. So yeah, so not too much to show. If you want more details in me casting this on, definitely check out the vlog I posted yesterday. It talks about me kind of picking out the yarn, and then how I kind of contemplated different needle sizes. This pattern is a sport weight pattern, and this is figuring weight yarn, plus I'm a loose knitter, and so I really thought long and hard about which needles to use. And so far I'm liking what I picked. So yeah. Okay, so for project number 3, So for project number 3, I haven't made progress since I've shown this last, but just in case people haven't seen it before, I also skipped my whip post last week, so I feel like I just want to go through it again. This is the Escarpment Cowl, and that is just a bandana style, it's a small bandana style shawl, it looks like, but it will connect in the back, and just a really thin bit. So it'll be a very light bandana type cowl. And again, I'm not quite at the point where it's at its biggest width, but that's kind of what it would look like. And and knitting, this is the most interesting part of the project, is that I am knitting it out of this yarn, which is probably the softest yarn I've ever felt. And it is Juniper Moon Farms Cumulus Dappled, which is a cotton blend yarn. So this is 94% cotton and 6% nylon. And I've never knit out of cotton before, but I have to say, this is the softest yarn ever. I have no issues knitting it. I know it's not probably the most normal average cotton yarn, but my local yarn store was doing a yarn tasting with Juniper Moon Farms, and I knew I was going to be getting this. So the reason why I picked this pattern to go with it is because I figure it'll be a good springtime or fall wear, in that it'll be all cotton, so it won't be super warm. So that's why I kind of picked like that small cowl within. That way it's not like you're wearing a big bulky shawl where you have like all of the ends hanging over. It'll just kind of go over the head, be a really small strip in the back, and then it'll be something nice to wear even right now. It's kind of chilly in the morning and then it gets warmer throughout the day. I'm not really out experiencing it, but that is the weather right now. Or in the fall, the same thing. You get those cool fall mornings and then it warms up. I feel like this will be perfect for that. So yeah, so that's the third one. So again, speaking of purposes, I usually bring that to my sit and stitch as my little sit and stitch project. So as I say, I work pretty monogamously. I have a lot of multi-purpose projects. So those are all of my current projects. I have some more that are upcoming. I'm gonna probably end this here though, just to keep it kind of short. I like to keep my videos on, Nacho just rolled over. I like to keep my videos pretty short. They usually average about 10 minutes. Some can go up to 20 minutes. Some are only 5 or 6 minutes. So I like to keep them short. So one thing to look out for is, so this Saturday I'll be doing my spinning highlight video, and then I think next Saturday I'm going to do my miscellaneous topic about my stash and the current charity projects that I'm working on and how those two are working together. So keep an eye out for that. It's a pretty fun project that I'm working through, and I'd love to share it with you. So anyway, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything, and let me know what projects you're working on, how you're getting through this strange world we're all living in, and I hope you all enjoy your crafting. I hope you and your loved ones are all staying healthy, staying sane, and yeah. So if you are interested, you can check out my Instagram. I'm at agirlandherwool. I'm also on Ravelry as agirlandherwool. I have a blog, so if you if you like to read blogs, or you're watching this video, you might like to watch this video. I tend to post on both my blog at agirlandherwool.com, and then I post here on my YouTube channel. And yeah, you can visit the shop also at agirlandherwool.com and check out some of my other videos for what makes my shop a little unique. So have a great Wednesday, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you later. Bye.